We're streaming.
Do you have to put our room in?
Can I put Bart? Am I allowed to put Bart?
Hey, how you doing?
I think I have to put.
There's your first name, please.
Okay. There we go.
You can get
Does that work?
I'll take it.
Okay.
My part.
He's not going to tell you. It's a secret of the profession.
I think $20. Wait, Dad, is your name?
I'll show you after. I gotta focus on the stream.
That's where the whole Bart thing comes from.
Bart Thompson is crazy.
Yes.
We got a few more getting in there, maybe 3 more.
What kind of George Washington here?
Well, we all know who's winning.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Forgot we had a guy. Like,
We just want to put in that category. So, Keegan, you might lose.
why?
You want the personal finance paper here as your name. Say hi to the stream. Say hi to the stream.
Chat, are we winning?
What's your prediction? Predictions. Job predictions in the chat.
These are all questions helping us think these things through from this chapter.
I uploaded a video in 8th grade to YouTube, but I forgot about it until the other day.
Alright, here we go. Having a blank means the amount of your liabilities is larger than the value of your assets. Having a blank.
Boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka.
What's that?
Predictions in the chat.
Predictions in the chat. Predictions in the chat.
Predictions in the chat.
Put your predictions in the comment.
I've got a time lapse going. Watch it next period. If I just.
I don't know. I was in and
No, my person right.
Whoever did it wrong.
negative net worth.
We're on the podium.
I was anything for the first time ever. Oh my God, I gotta be first.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is valuable, and I'm glad we're doing Kahoot, and I'm glad to do it and all those things. But make sure that, again, we had about 1/4 of people off track here, so I just want to make sure you understand why. This would be, remember these terms, liability and asset. Liability is something you owe, you're liable for it. Asset is a good thing. It's something you have. So you own assets and you owe liabilities. So if you owe more than you own, you have a negative net worth. Meaning, if they took everything that you have and you had to pay your debts and then, or they would give you cash for what you own, you'd be in the negatives. So.
I kind of just flip-flopped it because it was flipped in the review, or the chapter review in the book.
Yeah, I understand. Positive and negative. Just understand the assets, liabilities component.
Just name it like school.
I'm third.
Keegan Bart. Start.
Blank means having the knowledge and skills to manage your personal finances. What is that called?
No one knows this one.
I do.
You're the one who I learned it from.
What are you tweaking out on or just? What kind of answer was that? Impressed.
Fine.
Good. Habits, mention financial literacy. None of the name of the course.
I'm behind Andre.
I'm still on the podium. Actually, I went up a spot.
I'm behind Andre.
As a blank, it's up to you to make choices about what you buy and use. As a what? What do we call you? You're the one who's buying and using stuff.
Not that was bad. Let's try again. Boom.
Let's get you in the camera.
Just put yourself right in the middle of the
No longer can cheat.
You and I are consumers, we're the ones who are consuming something, unless you're making it. The people who make it or sell it are the producers. So you have producers and consumers, these are basic economic terms.
Really?
Blank is a fee charged for borrowing money for a purchase.
I think I got it right.
Keegan's in the way.
This is like competitive advantage.
Nope.
Just
I'm sorry, Keegan, we're gonna have to move it to the side.
take your head off there, Keegan.
Let me just take this off.
If you need to move or want to like slide over, whatever you can. It is called interest. It's not fee. By the way, interest can be used against you if you owe money to borrow, but then also if you loan money or invest money, that interest can also benefit you. I have a money market account where I put money in and I'm gaining interest. That's the fee I'm loaned that the bank has agreed to pay me. I mean, technically they're holding my money for me, but they're also using that money. That's what happens when you put money in the bank, they loan it out to other people.
What day do you think we will take our test?
What day?
Yes.
Tomorrow. I'll go over the format. Yeah, it's mostly multiple choice and a couple of short answer. I'll talk to you about what they are.
Out of here. Yes.
I'll probably get one more anyway.
American culture and businesses have convinced consumers that blank is normal.
Wait, I think I might have clicked the wrong one.
What'd you click?
I clicked credit. I was right.
Yeah.
I almost clicked
Credit is
financial literacy. I am true towards my Dakota.
Blank relates to all the different money decisions you make every day. Blank relates to all the money decisions you make each day.
Low key, I'm guessing. Personal finance. I was right.
That's your personal finance.
You are not on the podium.
I'm behind you by
Jesse.
Knowing your blank is the starting point for a financial plan. Knowing your what?
What? In what planet?
Your net worth. This is where you take, if you want to do a financial plan, you need to take what you owe and what you have and figure out where you're at with that, and that is your net worth. Then you can kind of make your plan on how to build that forward.
Jesse, it's all your fault.
A blank or and blank is anything you own that has value. What do we call that?
Loan shark.
Something that you own that has value.
What if I own a loan shark?
What do you do with that? What do you do with that? I just hitting the robot.
When talking about personal finances, Dave says you'll either manage your money or the lack of it will what?
Something like drain your bank account? Something like that?
Either you'll manage your money or the lack of it will
Concern your neighbor.
Concern your neighbor.
Always not bothered.
We must have some pretty concerned neighbors.
Complete trick.
always manage you. And what it's talking about there is, what we mean by your money managing you means the demands of having to pay back debts that you've incurred will force you to pay attention to those things. So you might as well just be proactive and make decisions before these things come up. Because if you don't, I mean, we're all going to use money our whole lives. I don't see how we're not going to. I don't necessarily mean cash. There could be a day when cash goes away. Modern China doesn't use cash. But either way, money, a form of currency, is something we're going to need to use and manage. And either you're proactive with it and you decide what you're going to do ahead of time, or eventually you're going to have to pay attention to it because you have bills to pay and you have people that you owe. So.
David got out of there.
When it comes to your money goals, in order to have clarity and power and a powerful reminder to keep on track, you need to do what? So, what's the way to keep on track and be remembering your goals?
I think it's that one.
What you pick?
Yellow.
Write them down. Put them somewhere where you can see them. Right?
Jesse Taylor.
Leo, get one wrong.
The percentage of Americans who are living paycheck to paycheck is almost what?
I'm sure it was that one.
What'd you pick?
Because I remember being flabbergasted.
8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
So, not that guy.
I'm moving up in the world.
Where's Noah?
Just gotta catch up to you, Lisa.
You're only about 1,000 behind me.
Bro, if you miss one, I'll catch up.
That's not how that works.
It's just not. I'm one question behind.
No, it's...
No, it's where you have a card, the question, and click on the card and it's
I'll accept gap answers tomorrow then. Because if I didn't make this, but I was letting people use it. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, give me 1 second here. So, did anyone see that I posted a review flashcards yesterday? And I was going to ask if it works. Quizlet, you guys know what Quizlet is?
Yeah.
Does that work now? For a while it worked, and then
Not with your school email, I don't think.
Yeah, you have to log in with your own email.
Okay. Well, because I knew it used to always be available.
Yeah.
And then there's different policies like last year. So I do have this, and this is from the Quizlet, and it can be used for review. I was going to get to this, and again brought it up. Apparently, whoever made it, which I just used a shared copy of Ramsey Classroom Chapter 1 review. The person made a mistake and put on the review, which I just looked at, which I didn't catch it. I looked at a lot of them, but it says 90%, but it is 80. But if it's wrong on the review and it shows up on the test and you get it wrong, I'll count it. But yeah, thank you for letting me know about that. And I'm sorry that affected your Kahoot here. And needed to. All right.
Back to the Kahoot, guys.
This Friday.
Personal finance is 20% head knowledge about money. That's 80%.
I think it's that one. It was that one.
What you do?
The only one.
No, there's no way. The only one.
Living on less than you make means not what?
I don't want to do it anymore.
Don't want to do it anymore.
Oh my god.
But this one's kind of, no.
I went from 6th place to 12th. I was almost going to win.
By the way,
Yes.
especially for you people who said, yeah, I do tend to spend more than I save, getting into the habit of saving early is a great one to have. My wife and I actually were adjusting how much we want to save every check. And the number we've chosen right now is 10%. So whatever a pay is, whatever money comes in, 10% of it we save. And we also give some of that too. So, all right, here we go. The total student loan debt owed in the United States is currently about how much?
Like $5.
How much student loan debt is currently? All combined.
I got it right.
Going out on a limb here. I'm hoping.
Which one did you click?
I've got to go on a limb here because even though everybody else got it too, which kind of hurts.
So it's 1.5 something, so keep in mind, not million, billion.
Billion's too low. Currency's making a comeback. Uh-oh.
Almost half of all Americans report having less than blank in savings. How much?
What's going on Wednesday?
Alright, that's
What's on?
less than
I still have a shot.
Technically speaking,
You put one of these, technically you're right, but yeah, the 1,000 is the number. By the way, people, listen up please. Having less than $1,000 in savings means that anything larger than, I mean, there are lots of things that come up that cost $1,000 or more. Sometimes a car repair could be that. Hopefully it's not, but it has happened. It does happen. But a lot of larger appliances cost a refrigerator going out. Usually you can buy a refrigerator for under $1,000, but it's going to be close to that. And if you have less than that, just having money there as a backup is so key. It's the difference between like a crisis, and you're like, I don't know what else to do. I'm just going to have to put on a credit card, or oh, it's time to take that money out of that emergency fund. Big difference on that. Still have Leah's up front. The 5 foundations provide a simple blank to help you win with money.
I know that one. What'd you click? No, what'd you click? Okay. And then you click
First do this, then do this, then do
It's a
this.
suggestion. What a comeback.
Let's go.
I got second.
How we did.
I got third. Look at that guy.
What the heck is that?
Look at that guy.
What the heck is that?
Yeah.
And the guy.
The big Lee.
Alright, yeah, good job.
What is that character, bro?
The big Lee. Look at Braden and David.
Hey, I still got one of those. Hey, that's me.
top 5.
I got this.
Does it show our?
Dave's got 4 there.
I got 4. You got 4.
Who did?
How do you know?
It says it on.
Just on the right.
We weren't here on Friday.
So David?
I got.
Well, mine says good there.
That was a good stream. See y'all later.
I didn't mean to do the YouTube.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
peace out. Subscribe.
Okay, how do I end it? How do I end it? Oh.
Do the top 5.